Hi, this is Margaret Maloney, and welcome to the Death Dhamma podcast. Together we will consider life, death, and impermanence. Because in between birth and death, we lose things. Not just our glasses and our keys. We lose identities, relationships, ideas, and more. But what we can gain right now is facing this together, and we will gain freedom, peace, and progress on our path. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Lessons Learned from my talk with Ratnadevi, which I hope you had a chance to listen to. You know, one of the first things that struck me about our discussion was how she noted that there were so many different examples of impermanence that we could work with. She knew that her mother was dying. We are wherever we are with the pandemic. Our climate is in crisis, and Ukraine is under attack. These are all pretty significant reminders of impermanence. And we each have our own individual encounters with impermanence in our lives, if for no other reason than the passing of time. Because, you know, she really commented on how as we get older, so much of what we're noticing is changes with our minds and our bodies. It's true. As I'm sharing this with you, I've just returned from having coffee with one of my cousins. And we were both reminiscing on when we were kids, and we didn't worry about things like prediabetes or blood pressure or cholesterol. And sure, at this point you can say, well, wow, you guys must be old. In which case I say back to you, maybe. What do you say is old, right? But really what I say is, it's all relative. And to continue being on this planet, even if it means cutting back on butter and sugar, it's a gift to continue to be here. Or, as I like to say in one of my very non-Buddhist expressions, every day above ground is a good one. So as Ratnadevi and I pondered the changes we face in our world and in ourselves, we didn't let go of hope. In fact, she discussed active hope, meaning not just wishing for positive change, but finding the steps that you can take to move forward with that change and to be able to take those steps. And to be able to take those steps, you need to be in a place of acceptance, to recognize the reality of a situation, to recognize the reality of your situation. And once you accept that reality, you are in a better place to find your way of moving forward. I think when she discussed her hearing loss and getting used to wearing hearing aids, she gave us a beautiful example of how this can work. She's a lover of music. She loves attending live concerts. In fact, if you listen to our discussion, there's a clip of a beautiful Baroque piece that she loves. And in fact, she said that she thought that would be a beautiful piece of music to listen to while one was dying. So when she went to her first concert with her hearing aids in, at first it was challenging. She was able to hear a lot of the background noise, and that background noise was all of the people around her with those paper programs on their laps, in their hands, rustling. So she heard like the rustling of paper as people were leafing through those programs. And as you might guess, at first, that was not really pleasing. But remember who she is. She's a skilled mindfulness teacher. And so she realized she could be upset and complain, or she could become curious and interested in what this new experience was like. And you know, she opted to be curious. And that is such a key moment and such a key teaching for all of us, that curiosity into the current experience is what really helps to take us into that place of open-hearted mindfulness. So there she was, curious, observing her experience, and reflecting on the fact that there are multiple ways to observe the world and to be in the world. And one way was through her previous ability to hear. And the other was in this current way. And she described it as a dance between the sound waves and what was happening in her brain. And I guess you could say that now the dance had changed and she had to get used to new steps. And when she described her time at the concert and her takeaway, I really felt like she became friends with the experience. And she recognized that this was not just about her. This was a more universal situation because there are many people who will have hearing aids and who will go through this. So this understanding of how things have changed, how she now experiences the world has changed, and the universality of her experience, all of this takes her to a place of acceptance that allows her to move forward. Another helpful story is that of her friend. So one of her friends has developed alopecia and is losing her hair. And in her case, the doctor has informed her it's incurable and it can't be stopped, and her hair is going to come out. Now, this friend took the news very well and even expressed to her doctor that, this was not the worst thing that could happen. And to his credit, he stopped her and he said, sure, this isn't the worst thing, but this is a big thing. And it's true, right? Especially, I don't think anyone enjoys losing their hair. And I do think in our world of different gender roles that, sometimes women, our hair can be important to us. In some religions, it's called our crowning glory in some religious teachings, right? So it is a big thing. And in that moment, her doctor was encouraging her to stop and think and give some time and acknowledgement to her loss. And on our way to a place of acceptance, it makes sense to take time to grieve. Coming to a place of acceptance is not to skip feeling sadness or disappointment or regret. In fact, it can be from those places of grieving that we can really strengthen our compassion for ourselves and others. We need to embrace our loss and our grief and strengthen our compassion because all of these things will bring us to a true place of acceptance. And when we get to that true place of acceptance and we can go all in with the experience of impermanence, look at how we are decreasing our dukkha, our suffering, our discomfort, because we are accepting, yes, I know this is how the world is. Yes, I know I'm losing my hearing. Yes, I know I can't eat as much sugar as I want to. Okay, that should have always been true, right? Yes, I know I'm losing my hair. And that decreases our suffering. And when we decrease our own suffering, we are now better prepared to help others relieve their suffering. You've been listening to the Death Dhamma podcast with your host, Margaret Maloney. Thank you so much for being here. Come find me on margaretmaloney.com, margaretmeloni.com. And until we meet again, may you be well, may you be happy, may you be at ease, and may you be free from suffering. Bye for now.